Hey, hello everybody, welcome back to another video where I talk over a game. And today I actually wanted to continue on what I was talking about last week. I mentioned that book, How to Keep House While Drowning. I still like it, so I'm not going to change my mind on that in this particular video, but I am going to go back to the topic of cleaning / keeping things orderly. Now, like I probably mentioned, I have a lot of stuff. And if I need something and I can't find it, I'll go get another one. So I have the thing in my hand to do whatever it is that I want it to do. And all my storage spaces tend to be full of copies of these things. And so I have several areas in the house that tend to be kind of messy because they are areas that are out of sight, but they have a lot of space. So whenever I have something in my hands and I need to put it somewhere, it goes into one of those areas and it basically gets piled on top of whatever's already there. At least that's how I used to do it. I'm trying to change that. And I've actually done a lot of changing already over the past week. So I have this wall cabinet that's in my living room. It's got a shelf. Underneath that, there is this box that is for the heating system, and then a bunch of empty space. And of course, you can put all your brooms and stuff like that. It's like a broom closet in the middle of the living room. Of course, over time, it's become more than a broom closet. It's become the broom and anything else odd shaped that I need to put somewhere, and also tools, maybe some wrapping paper, empty bags, and everything else I can think of closet. And it's too bad that I don't have a before picture because you would have seen the amazing difference that I made over the weekend. And I tend to notice that I do these things in like a burst of energy and then the next couple of months nothing will happen. But what happened was I used to have all sorts of things packed on top of the shelf, which starts about 2/3 off the ground. I would have empty bags there. I would have boxes of phones and things, wrapping paper, tools, rolls of tape, even an old canvas that I was going to use at some point to paint something that never actually happened. I had hot water bottles in there. Don't ask me why. I just needed to put them somewhere at that point, I suppose, but I had them in there. Same goes for a baseball cap that was there and a bunch of other stuff, just random stuff that needed to go somewhere. And my tools, initially I thought I was being smart by putting all my tools that I had at the time in this big plastic tote with a lid on top. So I figured I could keep everything in the tote and then it's all in one spot. And then that's nice and organized. At least it's all in one place. And that works as long as you don't have anything on top of the tote or in front of the tote or right next to the tote that's kind of leaning on it. So if you pull it out, then everything kind of falls like a house of cards. And that's kind of what happened with my box of tools. Lots of stuff started piling on top, in front, next to it, kind of sideways, laying on top of it, like on top of a few other things. It was a whole Jenga mess in there. And it was one of those places in my house that made me go, I hope nobody ever actually opens this door because it's going to look super chaotic. And maybe a few things will fall down on top of their head as well. So hope that never happens. So I got tired of that, particularly because I would not be able to reach my tools, which I knew were in there. And so I would buy new small tool kits. You have these screwdriver sets that you can get for a couple of bucks at the Action. I had several of them, different types, different lengths. Some manual, some electric, whatever I felt was handy at the time because I couldn't find and or reach the ones that I bought previously. Same with rolls of tape. I had several rolls of duct tape, clear tape, even some brown tape, lots of rolls of like painter's tape for some reason, and a whole bunch of random stuff. Like there is supposed to be a mechanical or electrical screwdriver in there somewhere, like a drill, but then for screws. That's somewhere in the bottom. I don't know. I haven't found that yet. That's on the lower side. Anyway, so I got tired of the fact that I couldn't actually reach anything in there. And I wanted to be able to reach things in there so I could stop myself from buying duplicates all the time. And I was like, how do I do that? I can like throw a bunch of stuff away again, but then it's still in the tote and then have to try and keep the tote clear. And am I going to be able to do that? I don't know. Then I went and thought, you know what? The thing is, it's not that I just want to be able to see where my stuff is. That's why I had the transparent totes everywhere. Like, that's not the only place where I had them. It's also a reachability issue. If I can't reach something within a few seconds, I consider it lost and I go get something else because that seems like faster. And I seem to value my time more than I value my bank account. So that's how I end up with all these duplicates. So I thought I need a drawer system. And wouldn't you know it, when I went to the Action the other week, or actually just last week, I think it was Thursday, they had this large, I want to say 4-foot tall plastic drawer thing, like 3 drawers on top of each other inside of a plastic frame. That's basically it. And the drawers are translucent and the frame is black. The drawers aren't crazy big, but they're big enough for what I needed them for, which was mostly my tools and my tape and all these things that I do actually want to be able to reach. So I brought that home, and then my initial plan is just to get the tools out of there and then put them in the drawer set. But then when I get started, I pull everything out. Like I pull everything that came off the shelf. I put them all over the living room in different piles, like this is going into the trash, this is going into the attic, and this is going to go back, but it's going to have to go back into the drawers. So eventually I ended up with what's in the photo, which I'm hopefully going to remember to put in there. And you'll see that the drawer set is on the right, and then on the left is a really big bag, but that big bag is full of empty bags. So it's basically my bag of bags, because you never know when you're going to need an empty bag. And behind that we have some wrapping paper, because I occasionally need to wrap something. Good to have. Then on the right we have an ironing mat and an ironing bolt, plus my vacuum cleaner that goes on top of a hose. Basically, I just wanted to put things there that I need regularly and want to be able to reach right away. And if and when I find my electric screwdriver thing that I was trying to describe earlier, I'll probably put that up there as well. Because I also found the charger again. Yay, that was also somewhere in a hidden pile of whatever was in there. And that same process I repeated in the bathroom, where I also had a bunch of plastic totes, smaller ones this time, but also again opening from the top, and I had stacked them in like a couple of rows. And while it's nice to use those to put things away, once again, things were on top of them, was not able to reach the things that I wanted. Getting to them was a hassle each time, so I found smaller shelving units, or drawer units, whatever you want to call them, bought 4 of them, lined them up, again, put a bunch of stuff in the trash that I didn't see myself using anymore, and everything else that I do see myself using and that could fit inside of the drawers now has a drawer dedicated to it, so that I can just open and close it whenever I need the thing, and if I don't, it's nicely tucked away. And I can see what's in there, which is great, so I always know what I have. On top of that, there's a whole bunch of different towel sets. They've started multiplying over the years as well, because a similar system happened to them. Like if I couldn't find a towel combo, and if I just happened to find myself in a store, I would grab a new one. So I ended up with a ton of tea towels and a bunch of these towels that are really good for like drying your hair. They're like hydrophilic, I think is what's called. Like the opposite of hydrophobic. So they really absorb water very quickly, so if you just wash your hair, you wrap it around, and like within half an hour, it's pretty much towel dry. Goes real fast, and I like them. But I have a ton of those as well, because I always go like, oh, maybe I'll need an extra one soon, so I have like extras on top of extras. So I probably will be reducing that as well. Either way, they're now stacked on top of the shelving units, drawer units, and they're not in the way. That's the big thing here. They used to be sitting on top of the plastic totes, and then I would have to remove them in order to get to the tote, open the tote, grab the thing, put it back, put all the towels back, and that's a huge hassle. Once again, if it takes more than a few seconds, I'm not likely to do it. So if I have them in the drawers, that's great, all the stuff, and then the towels can sit on top of that and not be in the way. Until I need one, I can just grab one and not feel bad about it. I might grab a few more of those smaller shelving units for the bathroom, just in case I have more things that I want to put in there. So far, though, I have been able to put everything that I had in the totes in those drawers, or toss the things that I didn't need anymore. So I'm pretty happy with that. That tackled 2 big areas in my house that I was not feeling great about. There are a few more things that I need to tackle. I've already done my bookcase as well. I may have mentioned my bookcase sometime in the past. The main thing that I still need to tackle now, aside from a few bags left here and there with some get it out of the way stuff, is the attic, because the attic is full of things. I'm just going to grab a big roll of empty bin bags, or trash bags if you're from the US, and just go through there, fill as many bags as possible, because I know there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't actually need anymore, or is just kind of in the way, things that have come with me over different moves, and I've never really left the box, and I don't really know why I have them anymore. That's all going into the bag, and then I'm going to have to figure out some type of shelving and organizational structure up there as well, but that's like a multi-year project. I feel like I'm not going to do that within the next few weeks unless I suddenly get a burst of energy and an idea. Who knows? But I'm also not feeling too bad about that because attics tend to be a bit of a messy storage space with most people, so that's normal. But it is just kind of like a little bit too much, I think. Could use a little bit of sorting, but that's what I was thinking about talking about today, because I think a lot of people with AuDHD, ADHD may have similar issues with their things. And I hope that kind of helps you to realize that if you can see it and reach it, then you can actually use it. Otherwise, you might end up buying extras, and those things pile up after a while. Also, don't be afraid to let things go, because we tend to get stuck with bags of, oh, this can go to a secondhand store. But I've been to a lot of secondhand stores where the stuff that gets brought in gets trashed or binned upon arrival. So it's not a guarantee that if you take it to the secondhand store that it's actually going to get a nice new home. There is definitely that possibility. But the main thing is, while it's in your house, it's draining your energy just by being there and making you feel guilty for the fact that you haven't actually brought it away yet. And you have to kind of like weigh your options. Like, do I want to continue to have this drain my energy? Am I actually going to go bring this? If so, put it somewhere where you cannot escape it, basically by the door maybe. So the next time that you go to a secondhand store, the bag's right there, you can grab it and go. And if that is just not likely to happen, then it's just time for it to go. But in any case, that's all I had for today. Let me know once again what you think about that in the comment section below. Meanwhile, I hope you're having a great day. I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.